Welcome to Real World AIP. I want to show you guys the second video that I ever put out. I did a video for my 1-year YouTube anniversary that was all about the first video I ever put out. It was things that I hated about AIP. I loved the diet, I loved feeling great, I feel healthy, but like the things about people and society and lifestyle that drove me crazy. So there's a link here to that. There was another video that I put out the following week, and it was all about, it was a mindset video, but it was not delivered well. I'm just gonna put it here just for entertainment value. It's AIP related, and maybe you'll enjoy it. So here it is. Hello, welcome to another episode of Real World AIP. Today I want to talk about excuses people make. Reasons why they say they can't do AIP. If you want results, you can't have excuses. Pick one. Which one do you want? You want to feel great, or you want to whine about why you can't? Try it. The number one excuse. It's so hard. You know what's so hard? Feeling like every day. That's really hard. It's extremely difficult to feel tired and crappy and have bad digestion and bad skin, and I still have bad hair. AIP won't fix your hair. It can be challenging. There can be a learning curve toward trying a new lifestyle, a new way of eating, but it's not as hard as feeling like crap all the time. I promise you that. Along those lines and other excuses, I just couldn't give up my insert your staple food here. Yogurt, nuts, rice, fish and chips, I don't know, whatever you're eating that you can't give up. Shouldn't you be more worried about giving up your health, giving up your vitality, your vibrancy, giving up your good skin, giving up your good digestion? You should be looking at those foods with that fear and like horror, like you're looking at this way of eating with the fear and the horror. You're not losing those foods, you're gaining health. You're losing feeling shitty. So you have to just change your mindset to change your life. It's cliche, and it's cliche for a reason. It's true. Change what's going on here, your filter, the way you talk to yourself, the way you view food, the emotions you attach to food, and just try it. I don't have time. People say I don't have time. Do you have time to need hours and hours of extra sleep, or call out sick to work because you have a migraine or a digestive problem or poor performance at work? Do you have time for that? Do you have time to have, I don't know, flare-ups of whatever condition you have? You make time for something that wastes time. I know it. Don't tell me you don't have one vice. Television, playing, apps, games on your phone, screwing around on Facebook. You have time. You have time to eat. You eat something. You ate something, right? What did you eat in the last few days? Did you took a little time, right? Took a little time. You either stopped at the store, you stopped at maybe I hope it wasn't a drive-through. But even then, you drove there, you waited for the food. In that amount of time, you could have ran into the grocery store, not busy hour, went through self-checkout, get yourself some freaking beef and like some carrots and celery, preferably organic. And it's very easy to find these days, even in like a Stop and Shop or Shaw's. Throw them in the crock pot. You could have a 2-year-old could do this. Throw it in the crock pot, cover it with water, let it go overnight. And less time than it took to sit in the drive-thru. Well, not the grocery store and the cooking combined, but I mean, literally, you spend 10 minutes in the store and you spend under 5 putting it in the crock pot and turning the thing on. You have a hot meal. It's not, there's ways to get around it. There's hacks, there's time hacks. And yes, you can overcomplicate it. You can make it take a lot of time if you want every vegetable if you want every vegetable you eat to be seasoned and flavored and chopped and spiraled and bells and whistles, or you could just eat some freaking vegetables. They don't have to be so fancy. Everything doesn't have to be a slaw and a sauce. I mean, yeah, I like that stuff, and when I have time, or if I feel like it, I'll make stuff like that, and it's great. And I have all the cookbooks in there, great, but it does take time to do that. It doesn't take time. Any bachelorette, busy, harried mom, someone that's sick, doesn't feel good, doesn't have a lot of energy, can do this diet. Just don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. The excuse could be, my doctor's not on board. If you went to any doctor and said, hey doc, I'm thinking of eating no processed foods and I'm going to eat a diet that consists of grass-fed beef, wild salmon, lots of organic vegetables, how do you feel about that? You know, and I'll get some carbs, you know, I'll have sweet potatoes and you know, I'll have stuff like that. Does that sound like an okay diet, doc? Don't put a label on it. They're gonna be like, yeah. I mean, the whole grains thing, that's another video. You don't need whole grains to be healthy, or we wouldn't have evolved as a species, because we weren't eating whole grains up until, you know, agriculture. And we somehow survived as a species, even without modern medical care. And beans, you know, you don't need beans to survive. There's nothing a bean has that you can't get from something else. Yeah, they're a great source of fiber, so are vegetables. You will be fine without them. You load up on your veggies. Your veggies, your starchy vegetables, your leafy green vegetables, your cruciferous vegetables, eat the rainbow. You'll get everything you need. Don't you worry about a thing. It's so hard, I don't know where to start, is along the lines of it's so hard, but I don't know where to start. How about this? How about go to the grocery store, get some meat and some vegetables and some like coconut oil and eat that for a week. I mean, you can do that indefinitely. We need to address things like nutrient density. You don't want to just eat like grass-fed ground beef every single day. You want a varied diet. Get some lamb sometimes. You know, you want to eat your wild salmon. Get those omega-3 fatty acids. You know, you want to eat your shellfish. Get your little necks for your B12 and your iron. You'll get a bunch of zinc. You know, eat some oysters. Mussels are cheap, and you can get your, you know, get selenium. I think 90% on the selenium. For sure, you get B12 out of them. And all of them are going to give you some protein. You know, veggies, eat the rainbow. There's a little, you can get tripped up with the nightshade. So I guess you do have to know what, okay, don't just get vegetables. Okay, get non-nightshade vegetables. So now you're getting confused already. That's another excuse. It's confusing. It's really not, okay, because maybe if you only watch this video, it would be, because this video wasn't meant to instruct you on how to start AIP. It's meant to shine light on what are just excuses, when if you just get rid of them, you'll have results. If it's confusing, go to any of the number of wonderful, informative blogs, websites, YouTube channels that can instruct you step by step. Make sure it's a reliable source though. You know, some people decide they want to be an overnight expert and they're getting some stuff wrong, like telling you to take ashwagandha as a, you know, immune modulator. It's a freaking, it's a nightshade. I saw that somewhere. So not everyone's an expert, but if you want, one, go to Sarah Ballantyne, PhD, otherwise known as the Paleo Mom, and she's got a blog and she's got books, the Paleo Approach Cookbook. She backs everything she says up with science, and she has those nice neat lists of, yes, eat this, no, don't eat that. How is that confusing? It's not confusing. Eat what's on the list. If it's not on the list, don't eat it. Get rid of the freaking excuses. Get rid of your attachments to food and taste. There's tasty things you can have on autoimmune paleo too, but my whole point in this is, wouldn't you rather feel amazing and healthy than feel like crap all the time? Would you be willing to give up pizza or donuts or yogurt or nuts or beans or whole grains and sandwiches? Would you be willing to give those up in exchange for vibrant health, the chance of like a new life, a reversal, possible reversal of your autoimmune disease? There's no cure, but you can reverse the symptoms. You can greatly reduce the symptoms. I mean, wouldn't you want to try that for like a month? Just try for a month. You can still eat meat and sweet potatoes and vegetables and, you know, fruits, you know, coconut oil, avocado smoothies, you name it. There's so many things you can eat. You're not going to be deprived. Try it. Stop making excuses and having emotional attachments to food. And give yourself a chance to have amazing health. And I know that it's possible because I did it, and I didn't want to give up dairy. I love dairy products. I ate cheese sticks for snacks. I had yogurt for pre-workout. I was like the dairy queen. And my buckwheat bread, I used to make buckwheat bread with sunflower seeds and just baking soda, and I had this recipe and it was delicious. I didn't want to give that up. I was trying to make, you know, modify AIP in my brain. Well, you know, I'll do AIP with dairy and buckwheat. That's not AIP. That's called you being in denial about not being able to give up freaking food for health. You gotta like draw that, just And instead of thinking about what you're giving up, think about what you're gaining. Now that I gave up dairy and buckwheat bread, I don't miss them. I would never go back. If someone was like, I'll give you $1,000 to eat that cup of yogurt, okay, I'd eat it for $1,000. I'd feel bad. A piece of cake? Now we'd have to go up to like $1 million. You'd have to give me like $1 million to, okay, maybe 100,000, I'd eat a piece of cake. But damn it, I'd be like out of work, feeling like crap, you know. And then after I did that for a few times, and I'd just put that money in the bank, and I'd be like, no, I don't need any more. Another 100,000 to eat another piece of cake. I'd be like, I got a couple 100,000 in the bank, and that sucked, and I really didn't feel good. I won't even do it for 100,000 now. Ugh, cake. So change your mind, and you can change your health and your entire life. And that's enough for today. I'll try to make another video soon, at least once a week. And please subscribe, because right now I don't have any subscribers, and I would love to feel that I was making a difference and that someone was actually watching me. And also I love feedback. If maybe you could tell me, you know, keep them shorter, or you know, stay on point more, or maybe topics you'd want to hear. I don't know, just feedback, you know, whatever. Constructive criticism, whatever. Thank you so much, and yeah, be healthy. All right, guys, bear with me. I'm not like that anymore. I understand you can't just go, you know, nagging and whining and yelling at people and expect them to change. And I'm a lot more empathetic these days, especially as I have a career in helping people now. I get it. It's not that easy. Just because it was easy for me to cut out pizza doesn't mean it's easy for everybody. I had 20 years of freaking practice being sick from that kind of food. You know, I forgot what it was like, you know, on day one. Like, I fell off the wagon all the time. I used to get fish and chips. Oh, that breading on the fish. That was my gluten-free year one downfall. So yeah, you know, I get it. I don't feel that way now. I have a lot more empathy for people. But there it was. There's some entertainment value. I'll try to get a video out to you next week, and until then, I hope you guys are all staying safe and super healthy, and see you soon. Why are you looking at that? She's listening to me. She's staring at me. Look, look, look. I don't like the camera, honey. You're so cute. Look at you. Are you super cute? Yeah, you are. You're super cute. We hope you liked this video, and we will see you soon. Until then, be healthy. Be healthy, music.